People of the internet, welcome back to another video. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, folks. Got a video pulled up here. Comes from NBC News, in which they entitle it, Noise-Canceling Headphones May Be Linked to Brain Conditions. Of course, folks, not too long ago, I was talking about food, chemicals, red dye number 3 that's being found in our foods. It's being banned or removed from food products in the U.S. Now our noise-canceling headphones, which I do have headphones, of course, that I'm thinking about. Not these ones, but I have another pair of headphones, your iPod, your AirPods, or whatever the case is. Noise-canceling. Any headphones, of course, that has noise-canceling capabilities looks like it's being linked to brain conditions. Let's watch this video, get a little bit more insight. Of course, I'll share my thoughts. I encourage you guys to share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let's get into it.
How some of our devices, they warn us when things get too loud so that we can protect our precious hearing. And of course, you've got noise cancellation that helps us block out the noisy world out there. Well, what if the headphones that we are using can actually cause problems with how we process sounds? Well, the UK's National Health Society found a disturbing trend with young people using noise cancelling headphones. And the problem does not lie with our ears, but rather our brains, apparently causing people to have auditory processing disorders. So what does that mean? We're going to bring in Dr. Akshay Syal. He is here in the studio to explain all of this. First off, Akshay, you've got a case right there.
Guilty as charged. I have noise-canceling headphones. I've been using noise-canceling headphones for years, and you know, short answer is I'm not going to stop based on what we're seeing today. But that being said, it is really, really interesting what these audiologists are telling the UK press.
Got it. So you're still using it, but you've read this. First off, let's just explain the science here. How does our brain process sounds, and what does noise-canceling do?
Great question, Gotti. So when things make noise in the world, they create these sound waves, and I think we have an animation here we can play for you in a sec. But these sound waves travel through the ear. They go through the middle ear and then into the inner ear. You can see there on your screen there, and those vibrations from the sound essentially just vibrate different parts of the ear. You can see that's the eardrum there, just that little squishy thing moving, and there's some bones in the ear that are going to start vibrating. And that thing on the right there, that's the cochlea, that's sort of snail-looking thing. So that's, you know, when we talk about noise damage and hearing loss, that's where most of it happens, right? That's the reason we have noise-canceling headphones in the first place, to prevent some of that damage. But Gotti, what we're talking about today is a little bit different. You can see some of those hair cells on the screen there. That's what happens when things are too loud. But what they're saying today in the UK is that there's actually the problem in the brain, not the ear. Sort of like, you know, if you're in a noisy room, kind of telling where that sound is or who is talking. That's more of what we're talking about today, as opposed to dampening everything.
Interesting. And so when the brain is processing this ambient sound in the background, is that important for human development?
It is, and you know, a lot of what we're seeing, especially with these AirPods and other headphones, you know, kids are using them in school. Like kids in their younger years are using them in school, and so a lot of the alarm today in the UK press is about, you know, if these kids are starting so young, what's going to happen as they develop? Are those parts of the brain going to be shrink or atrophied, or going to be smaller than they should be? And how is that going to affect, you know, their ability to have a conversation sitting here in a room or in a loud room, or to sort of be able to pick up different sounds? That's where a lot of the alarm is coming from.
So moderation.
So moderation. You know, I'm not going to stop using noise-canceling headphones. A lot of the noise-canceling headphones we saw today, you know, have a transparency mode or an adaptive mode where you can sort of, you know, play that ambient noise, bring it back into life. Because, you know, if you're walking around in New York City, for example, and you have noise-canceling headphones, that could be a problem if you know, there's a car coming by and you don't hear it necessarily. So everything in moderation, and it's okay to turn off that noise-canceling feature every now and then.
Yeah, but I feel like you love your noise-canceling, because sometimes we share an office, and I know I have a tendency to mumble.
I got to tune out ambient noise, you know?
There you go. Dr. Akshay Syal, thanks so much for joining us.
Anytime.
Noise-canceling headphones are now being linked to brain conditions, folks. These devices, these new technological advances that we're looking at, groundbreaking. Oh, groundbreaking technology. Oh, implement this, Bluetooth this, and noise cancellation that. In the long term, I was thinking about this, man. In the long term, when we look back at the history books, from when the next generation looks back, and we see damn, man, just look at how humans have adapted. A lot of the causes are going to be because of these devices. Remember, I said it. Brain conditioning. Now, of course, as I mentioned, of course, same thing. Like the gentleman says, well, I'm not going to stop using it, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And they're more so concerned about the younger generation, you know, as they're using them, of course, as they get older. The younger generation may not have the, you know, I guess enough time. I guess if they start using these headphones at a young age, basically that may, you know, I guess kind of weaken brain conditions or whatever the case is, of course, as the gentleman said in the video. And it's just like, we're going to look back at a period of time and just be like, man, this is because of these devices. Attention spans and iPad babies, they're calling them, that, you know, grow up staring at a screen. Like, I don't think the human was made to do so. Now, people will say, oh, we'll adapt. Of course, because we came a long way from, the mammals. We used to walk and this, that, and the other, from the cavemen and this, that, and the other. So the advancement of the human, I think, is going to be a lot integrated with the technologies of today. Of course, there's already predictions of people saying, oh, merging humans and AI and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. But it's just like, again, in another video, I was talking about the food, how the food is being tampered with. So that was a health condition we had to worry about. The chemicals that you're being consumed in your food. This video, of course, we're talking about the noise cancellation headphones. If you own a pair of AirPods, try saying that 5 times fast. But things like that, any headphones, of course, essentially that have noise cancellation features, of course. I always question the Bluetooth capability about it as well too, but now we're learning that it's maybe not just anything that has to do with your hearing, but of course with just the brain function as well too. More in particular, well, I guess with younger adults, but I would assume that would be with anybody. So it's just like these devices, the things that we have implemented into our day-to-day lives, and we're making them, again, these are household products, whatever the case is, they're slowly hurting us when you think about it. They sell us on convenience, like, oh, this is convenient. And of course, to be completely honest, I too have implemented noise cancellation, and it is, especially when I'm in the airport. When I'm in the airport and I've had the headphones that I had, I got the Pro Max, whatever the case is. They do a pretty decent job of canceling out noise. Like, in the airport, it makes the most sense. Like, for me, just too much noise, you throw them bad boys on, it does a pretty decent job. But I'm not thinking, oh, this is maybe prohibiting my brain cognition or whatever the case is. I don't know. I'm not here to spew doom and gloom, but this is just awareness, folks. I just want you guys to be aware. Now, a lot of you might chalk up and draw to the same conclusion and say, hey, I'm not going to stop either. I'm in it now. I've been using it. Why stop now? Or I this, whatever the case is. But at least be aware. I think the awareness is the most important thing. At least you don't want to be able to say, oh, I didn't know. I had no clue. The option is up to you now. We have free will, right? So now that you're aware that there's chemicals in your food and that these noise cancellation headphones that you've been using for some time now have situations that can maybe be slowing brain conditions or whatever the case is, just be aware. So you can say, oh, at least I made the conscious decision to keep using them or stop using them, whatever you decide. Awareness, folks. That's the main thing. Of course, when I do these videos, I try to speak on things that have take-home value for you, things that you can ponder on, be aware of, spread the news to your family, friends, loved ones, whatever the case is. Because at least if we're aware, we can implement some level of defense, I guess you could say, for ourselves and whatever the case is. But very interesting video, of course. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. I will catch you guys on the next one.